Okay, so before we answer these questions, we want to look at the graph. Okay, so I need everybody to be looking at the screen right now. You shouldn't be writing. I just want you to look at the screen. I don't want you to write all that. We're going to do this together. Okay, so you tell me, what is the title of this scatter plot?
Recital practice.
Recital practice. Excellent. Okay. A recital, guys, is like a performance, kind of like a concert. Okay. All right. Someone besides Brielle, tell me, what is the x-axis label? The x-axis is horizontal. What's the label for that?
Guess what?
Practice time.
Practice time. Very good. Remember, x is right here, right? So practice time for hours is our x label. Okay. So what is our y label?
Mistakes made at
Recital. That's recital. Okay. So basically what they're trying to do is they're trying to see, is there a relationship between the amount of time you practice and then the mistakes that you make at the recital, which is like your performance. Okay. So when you're looking at that scatter plot, do you think that there's an increasing, decreasing, or no trend? What do you think?
decrease.
Okay, Araya says decreasing. Who agrees with her?
No.
Nobody agrees that it's decreasing? So do we think it's something else? Victor, what do you think?
Sorry, I just had a brain fart. I forgot.
It's okay. So does someone want to help him out? What do we think? Araya told us that she thinks it's decreasing. Nobody else told me anything. Is it increasing, decreasing, or is there no trend?
I think it. Yeah, it's decreasing.
Why do you think it's decreasing, Rio?
Because it's going
Why would they think you're crazy?
down. Like some of the dots, instead of going up to the 6.
Okay. Yeah, so we want to look at see the dots. So the dots that are starting over here are actually starting way up here at the top, aren't they? Okay. And because they're starting at the top, it actually is kind of like this, isn't it? Okay. So I would say that that is decreasing. Okay. Does everybody understand how we got decreasing?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So now that we analyzed, let's look at our questions. Okay. Number 1, what information is shown on the horizontal axis? Well, remember, horizontal is our x. So what is that? Brielle or somebody, I can't remember if it was Brielle or Araya, somebody already told us that answer. What's the x label?
Practice time.
Practice time.
Hours.
Okay. Practice time in hours. Okay. What information is on the vertical axis, which is the y-axis? So what's that label?
Mistakes made at recital.
Okay. Mistakes made. All right, now they're going to ask us about specific dots. Okay. So it says, how many mistakes did the student who practiced 10 hours make? Okay. So we have to go over, I'm going to erase this that's over here so we can focus a little bit more. I didn't do a very good job at erasing, but oh well. Okay, so 10 hours. So we want to go over to the 10 hours and find the dot that's on the 10 hours, which is right here. Okay, so that means this person made 2 mistakes. Do you see how I did that? Okay, I went over to the 10 because they told me it was 10 hours. So I went over to the 10 and found the dot that was on the 10 and looked at the mistakes, and that was 2 mistakes. Okay. So now we're going to kind of do the same, only we're going to look at the mistakes and see how many hours they made. Okay. So on number 8, how long did the student who made 3 mistakes practice? So you tell me, locate the dot that's on 3 mistakes and how many hours did they practice?
5 hours.
5.
5. Good, because I go to the 3 and I come over here. So it's this dot, but you're right. It's right in the middle of 4 and 6. So that makes 5 hours. Any questions on that one? Okay. Number 9. How many fewer mistakes? Well, first of all, how many fewer tells us we need to do what operation?
Subtract.
Subtract. So we're going to have to subtract here. How many fewer mistakes were made by the student who practiced 12 hours than the student who practiced 3 hours? Okay, so let me erase a little bit of this. So what we need to do is we need to find out how many mistakes for 12 hours. So locate that dot and tell me, the person who practiced 12 hours, how many mistakes did they make?
1.
2.
It's actually 1 because it's right here. Okay, don't get confused. So the x-axis is going by 2s, 2, 4, 6, 8, but the y-axis is going by 1s, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so what about the student who practiced 3 hours? How many mistakes did they make?
1.
Look again.
5.
5, because the 3 hours would be between the 2 and the 4, right? So right here. So we want to keep looking up here, and that would be this one. Okay, so the person who practiced 3 hours made 5 mistakes. Okay, so what is 5 minus 1?
4.
4. Okay, so my answer there is 4 fewer mistakes. Okay, so what that tells me on this graph is that the more I practice, the less mistakes I will make. Okay, any questions? Okay, so let's go ahead and go over to your quiz. It is a graded quiz today, and let me show you what you need to do. Okay, I sure hope you're listening. For question 1 and question 2, they're going to give you the scatter plot, and you have to tell question 1 is what is the horizontal axis, and you choose which one is the horizontal. Okay, question 2 is going to be the same exact question, only it's going to ask for the vertical axis, and you pick which one is the right label. Okay, then on number 3, okay, I'm sorry, hold on just 1 second. You're getting too loud. Okay, in this room, you're getting too loud. Lower it a little. Okay, so on number 3, you either have to make a video or type your answer. You're telling me on this scatter plot, if I go over 5 and up 55, what does that really mean? Okay, so that should not just be one word. That should be an explanation type answer. Okay, on number 4 is a numerical answer. Okay, and then on number 5, you're looking and telling me if there's a trend. Okay, so when you look at that scatter plot, is it increasing? Is it decreasing? Or is there not a trend? Okay, and that one again is either a short video or you're typing your answer. Does anybody have any questions before we get started? All right, we have about 12 or 13 minutes before science. So let's go ahead and get started on that quiz, and let me know if you have any questions, and I'll be happy to help. So let's get started.